Hey, if you're a small business owner and it's around tax time, maybe you got your tax return back for the business and it showed that you were profitable, or you got your profit and loss statement from your accountant or your bookkeeper and it shows that you made a profit. But you look at your checking account, your business checking account, and you're wondering, where did all the cash go? Where is my profit? I see these reports or my tax return and it says that I'm profitable, but I don't see it. I don't feel it. What gives? This is a common question that I hear from small business owners. And so in this video, I'm going to point out 3 ways or 3 areas where that cash may be hiding, or the reason that you seem profitable, but you don't feel it from a cash flow perspective. And so in this video, I'm going to use an example profit and loss here from a client that I've kind of anonymized here and just show you some areas where that cash might be hiding and where there's a difference between profit and cash flow. In this business, it's a nice business, $830,000 in sales for the year, a healthy gross profit you can see here, lots of expenses. But in this scenario, so if you come all the way down to the bottom line, they're showing a $38,000 profit or net income, right? But they are showing depreciation here of $103,000. Now, depreciation is a non-cash expense, okay? So typically, you'll add back depreciation. You may have heard that you would add back depreciation to your earnings. So in this case, the business owner should be seeing kind of from a cash flow perspective, a profit or cash flow of the $38,000 plus the $103,000. So $141,000, $42,000, right? But this business owner is saying, I see that I should have $142,000 of earnings over the course of the year, but I don't have anything to show for it. I was able to dig into a bit more detail here to kind of figure that out. So where that cash is going. So one of the things was I asked, well, what are you paying yourself? Oh, well, I'm paying myself $100,000 a year salary as the business owner. And I said, okay, well, is your $100,000 salary showing up in wages? When I look at payroll expenses, I see $32,000. So, okay, your salary is not showing up as a payroll expense. In this case, the owner was taking what's called an owner draw, which is completely fine that it is accounted for as an owner draw, but it won't show up as a wage expense or payroll expense. And so right off the bat, while you felt like from this profit and loss statement that you should have $140,000 or whatever, but you don't have the cash to show for it. Well, that's $100,000 of that right off the top that's your payroll, because your payroll as an owner in an owner draw is not showing up as an expense on the profit and loss statement. I mean, that's not something that they did wrong from an accounting perspective. That is the proper way to account for it, but it can get a little bit confusing sometimes. Now, in this scenario, another thing that jumped out to me was this interest paid here. So $53,000 in interest paid. When you're paying on a loan, there is a principal portion and an interest portion. Only the interest portion of your loan payment is going to show up on your profit and loss. Okay, so let's just say in this example, she was making loan payments. Let's say $53,000 of it went towards interest. Maybe another $53,000 of it went towards principal. That $53,000 that is going towards principal does not show up on the income statement, but it is very real cash. It is cash out of your pocket. So that portion of the loan payment, it impacts your balance sheet, but it doesn't impact your profit and loss. And so in this case, if she had principal payments of another $53,000 and she also paid herself $100,000, well, that ends up being $153,000. And we looked at this saying she had about $142,000 or so of kind of cash flow. So there you see, I mean, that's where the cash went, right? It was pretty easily explainable in this situation that, yeah, you don't see the profit, you don't feel the profit because it's out the door in these other ways, right? Now, one other common area that you may see kind of cash being stuck, and this could be if you are doing accrual-based accounting. So it could be, depending on how your accountant is handling your accounting, that, in your total sales, there could be sales that you've made that you have not collected payment for yet. So let's say you invoice a customer for $10,000 for a job, but they haven't paid that yet. That $10,000, if you're doing accrual-based accounting, is going to show up in your sales, but you haven't received the cash. So that's going to show up in what's called accounts receivable. You're waiting to get paid that accounts receivable. And so that's also often an area where I see clients really struggle. Where's all my cash? Well, it's sitting in accounts receivable. Your customers owe you a bunch of money. That's why you don't have any cash, because your customers owe you a lot for sales that you've already done. So those are kind of the 3 key areas that I often see, where cash is hiding or what the difference is. It could be sitting in accounts receivable. It could be that it was paid out in an owner draw, and the owner draw doesn't show up as a payroll expense on the P&L, or it could be the principal portion of a loan payment that again doesn't show up on the P&L but is a very real cash flow item. I hope that's been helpful. If you're trying to figure out for your situation, where's my cash? I want to create a set of projections to kind of see what my cash flow should look like and see the differences between your income statement and your cash flow statement. We do have an existing business projection template that I think could be really helpful for you. I'll put a link in the description of the video below so you could grab that template. It'll help you take your kind of historical financials, put them into the model, use that as a baseline to project going forward, and then with various assumptions, it will help you project. It will project for you your cash flow and your profit and loss. And so you'll get to see what we're talking about here and the differences between the two. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com. Thanks.